Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Sharida. Welcome. If you are a returning viewer, thank you all so much for all the love and the continued support of my channel. Today's video is all things LACTONIC, dreamy, creamy. Who does not like that accord in their fragrance? I'll wait. Okay, I thought so. There is just something addictive about having creaminess in a fragrance. It's so enveloping. It's so, the texture is just everything. What can I say? So there are definitely levels to this, and that's what we're going to be getting into for today's video. So without further ado, let's get right into today's list of creamy fragrances. So let's talk about these levels first of all. Before we even can understand, the vibe or feel of what type of creaminess that we're looking for, we kind of need to break it down. So the first category that we're going to talk about is LACTONIC. So this is going to be anything pretty much denoting like milk. And that can range from like an animal-based milk, cow's milk, goat's milk, all the way to coconut milk, almond milk. Okay, so the next category is going to be like your dessert creamies, okay? So we're talking about caramel, Dolce Delicious, whipped cream, ice cream. Those things are to me like the most delicious and definitely components of your gourmands. But the other type of creamy we need to talk about is one that we get from a sandalwood. Now, does butter fall into this category? I would say not, just because it's like this absence of actual milk in butter. Butter can definitely lend a smoothness to a fragrance. It can lend a richness, but if we're really talking about creamy, we are talking about like your creams, your caramels, and like I said, anything pretty much denoting a milk. So I don't even know how many fragrances, at least 10, that we, have got a lot of creaminess to it. First fragrance on our list that we're going to be talking about today is Levon TRIANON. And this is going to be from the Lancôme Private line. Now, this is literally milk, vanilla sugar, and lavender. And that is it. So this is like a warm glass of milk, okay? And then you're putting in this heavy vanilla sugar. So it's very sweet. Like a lot of the perfumes from the Maison Lancôme line, they're really gourmandish sweet. Very sweet, and you have the most soothing natural lavender. This thing is so beautiful. If I'm not mistaken, this may be discontinued. I'm not sure. If it is, you can still definitely find it at discount or secondhand, because if it's been discontinued, I think it's only pretty much recent, within the past year or so. But this is beautiful. Just what it says is what you're getting. So it's a very comforting scent. You've got the comfort from that creamy milk. You've got that, and that sweetness that is so addictive and that we love in a fragrance. And then you've got a very beautiful, soothing lavender. So rough day after work, this is gonna really, really just kind of give you a hug. I love this one. All right, and again, that is Levon TRIANON, and this is from Maison Lancôme. The next one up on this list has the notes of coffee, okay? And this is Noir Parfum. Now, this one has been discontinued, but Noir Extreme is very, very similar. And it too features a coffee note. So this is an ice cream, and to me, this is like my favorite part of this fragrance. It is so sweet and creamy, and that ice cream, the coffee, is giving it such a creamy, smooth, oh my gosh, Very electronic vibe. Now, this one, I would not say it's blind buy. It's spicy, it's very ambery, it's a little woody, but to me, it's absolutely beautiful. And I think this is just such a unique fragrance because of their coffee note. Again, that is Noir Parfum by Tom Ford. All right, you guys, so the next one is what I like to call a triple threat. It has heavy cream. It has ice cream. It has salted caramel. So you're talking about pretty much like gourmand heaven. And that is Whiff of Waffle Cone by Imaginary Authors. Now, this has heavy cream, so automatically you need to know that it's a very heavy, sticky, sweet, electronic vibe. It has the salted caramel, which I think is like, it adds so much character, like the saltiness of it juxtaposed to the sweetness and, you know, that milkiness, but very different from having like a whipped cream in it. The heavy cream, you can feel the heaviness for sure. And then, like I said, that salted caramel, delicious. The ice cream, it has an ice cream shop note, but it's more like just like this mix of almost kind of waffle cone bowls and ice cream. Like that is what I get when I smell this. It's absolutely beautiful. There is an abundance of vanilla, so I mean it's just delicious. I think this is a beautiful, very unique take on a vanilla. It's got other notes such as is it orchids or orchid? I don't know. Amorous, and it's got like this cinnamon component to it. So delicious. If you have not tried this one from the house, this is like a favorite, and you know, great longevity, just a gourmand must have if you ask me. And again, that is Whiff of Waffle Cone by Imaginary Authors. Okay, so this next one is appropriately titled, and this is a fresh cream. You guys, this is by Philosophy, and this thing is so creamy and milky. It's almost like cheesy, like cream cheesy. That's how creamy this is. So this particular fragrance has a whipped cream and milk, okay? It's like, I think the first accord in this is lactonic. So you're talking about literally just like a bowl of whipped cream. There is like a thickness to it. It's sweet. And I mean, that is just literally what you're getting. It's just creamy. And what I love about this is this layers beautifully with other things that you want to bring out the creaminess. And say you're wearing Delina and you want to kind of amplify the creaminess of it because it does, you know, have that incense and some of the woods give Delina a creamy vibe, and you want to amp it up. Layer this. They layer beautifully. This one is like my go-to for adding creaminess and electronic note to a fragrance. And it's EDT. I love it on its own, but it does not last long because, like I said, it's an EDT. So if you're going to wear this one alone, definitely decant, top it off. But putting this on top of something like Delina, the scent it's going nowhere, okay? You always want to put your lighter fragrance on top. And another thing about this one is I have the body wash. If I'm wearing anything with a lactonic accord to it, I start with the Fresh Cream body wash. It smells just like the fragrance, and it is just a beautiful base to start any kind of creamy vibe that you have going on. I love it. And again, pretty much literally just milky, like a heavy, thick, sweet whipped cream. And again, that is Fresh Cream by Philosophy. Okay, so the next one on the list is by Azzaro, and we are talking about Wanted Girl. Now this has a note of Dolce de Leche. Okay, so Dolce de Leche is similar to caramel, but it doesn't have the butter. Butter adds so much richness to it, which makes caramel what it is, which makes it rich. This is, it's like very lactonic, sweet, caramelized. Yes, you've got this milky creaminess, and it's basically like just a caramelized milk. It's like a milk jam. That's what you're getting from the Dolce de Leche in here. And it's paired with this beautiful gingery, I think it's like a ginger flower is the note that's in here. And it's absolutely beautiful. So I think this is like the only one that I have with the Dolce de Leche notes. And I mean, it's beautiful. I wish that I saw this appear more in fragrances, but like I said, a little different from just a straight up caramel. It's very, very rich and creamy, but it doesn't quite give you the richness of like a buttery caramel, but definitely smooth, definitely addictive, absolutely gorgeous. And again, that is Azzaro's Wanted Girl. Okay, so the next one on this list is going to be a gourmand's cult classic, and that is FEVE Delicieuse by Christian Dior, the Private line. Now this it's got a lot going on. It's got a lot going on in the fragrance, and when I tell you, it's all good things, okay? So you've got this sour cherry, you've got leather, you've got lavender. I mean, you got so many different components to this fragrance, but what brings this all together for me is the milk notes. Now, if you are not familiar with what a milk note smells like, it is quite distinct actually, because you can pick up on it in both of these. Both of these have like a straight up milk note. And you can pick up on that particular note in both of these. It smells alike. But the milk note in here, when I say it comes in, it has everything together and it smooths it out. So when this thing starts to dry down, you are literally in heaven. The almond nut, the nuttiness of the almond, you've got the cherry, it's just too much. Now listen, I blind bought this. Don't blind buy this because it is very sweet. And I don't think this would lean too masculine for a female, but I don't know. Like this wears so wonderfully on a man, and it does a woman. But sometimes I feel like when things wear very comfortably on a man, some females may think that it leans too masculine. I don't think it does. I think it's perfectly unisex. Super sweet, super delicious, and if you've never smelled it, definitely, it's not been discontinued. They keep going back and forth with if they're going to discontinue this one or not. It's not been discontinued because it's still available on the Christian Dior website. But I love it. It's so delicious, and like I said, that milk just it just makes it absolutely irresistible. That is FEVE Delicieuse by Christian Dior. Okay, so this next one is from the House of Bond number 9. This is my first Bond. This is New York Nights. You guys, the main accord, the top accord is caramel, okay? So we're talking about very milky, but very rich. This thing is so dang sweet and delicious. You have a very, very prominent ylang note in here. So it's giving me banana. So to me, this is like a caramel coated banana. Like this is a dessert. Like this is literally edible. You're going to want to chew your arm off when you wear this. Compliment magnet. You want to smell sweet, but you know, still give off a little bit of a rich vibe. New York Nights. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. I think there's a coffee note in here, but what you're primarily going to be getting is very rich, sweet caramel with like that ylang. And like I said, it's a very prominent ylang, so it's coming across like banana. If you have Ylang in Gold by Immaculata, very similar, but This one is sweeter and it veers off into a different direction because it's got the caramel, whereas Ylang and Gold is sweetened by, you know, it's got that really sweet coconut. So similar but very different. And the caramel in this, like I said, it is the main accord in the fragrance. It makes it just a gourmand goddess. I mean, you are going to smell delicious when you have this one on. Again, that is New York Nights by Bond number 9. Okay, you guys, now the next one is going to be Dolce Garden. Y'all know I'm obsessed. Look at the dent, child. This thing ain't gonna make it to summer. I'm already telling you now. This has got the most delicious coconut milk note. So this has the coconut, but it also has almond milk. So when I tell you, as you start to layer these different and multiple lactonic components in a fragrance, it just makes it more irresistible. It just makes it more delectable, delicious, scrumptious, like all of that. And that is why I love this one so much. Very tropical. You got the frangipani, you got, you know, these other florals and things going on, but you're going to be overtaken by the delicious, dreamy, creamy coconut that is in here and the almond milk. It's like crack. I mean, this is like, let me get myself together. Let me stop sniffing the cap and get myself together. This is such an addictive fragrance. And I don't know, it's very sweet. So it may not be for everybody, may not be a blind buy, but if you're a fan of like a very creamy, nutty coconut scent and you like frangipani, definitely try this one out. I am absolutely in love with this fragrance. And that again is Dolce Garden by Dolce & Gabbana. All right, now this next one is going to be featuring coconut. Okay, so this is going to give you a different type of creamy from a coconut milk. It's going to give you still creaminess, but not quite lactonic. Just because something has coconut in it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to start giving you a milky vibe, but it can still give you a creamy vibe. This is almost like, I didn't even say the fragrance yet, Lord have mercy. This is Fan Your Flames by Nichane. And this is a very, very, just straight up tobacco coconut. It is a very unique scent. So definitely not a blind buy. And for me, even though this is very sweet and you've got this burst of coconut, it does lean a little masculine to me just because the tobacco, I mean, this is some fresh tobacco leaf going on up in here. I mean, this is probably like the most realistic tobacco that I've smelled in a fragrance. So you've got the tobacco, but like I said, it's almost like the coconut is like literally like a fresh coconut meat. That is what you're getting from this. So it doesn't really have a lactonic vibe, but it is still very creamy in the sense that you've got this very, like I said, coconut meat. You got the tobacco, it's sweetened. I want to say it's got some honey in here. I think that's where it gets its sweetness if I'm not mistaken, but this is a very gorgeous fragrance. And like I said, again, this one can definitely lean masculine, so try before you buy. But again, that is the beautiful tobacco coconut scents, Fan Your Flames by Nichane. All right, so let's get into some whipped cream. Right now, I am so absolutely in love with this beauty right here. And this is Amouage Love Tuberose. Now, all my Tuberose lovers, you don't want to miss out on this because this has the most beautiful whipped cream note. Something about when you're adding something milky and creamy or lactonic to a white floral, it just makes it so much easier to digest, so much easier to wear. Like Nichane's 100 Silent Ways, it's white floral. But when you smell that and when you wear it, the sandalwood is so rich and creamy, and it just makes it almost feel not like a white floral. Yeah, but back to Love Tuberose. It's beautiful. This is very equal parts tuberose and jasmine to me. So you have to love both to really fall in love with this scent, which I do, but they get this sweet whipped cream notes coming through, and it is divine. So when you have a whipped cream note, know that it's going to add a fluffiness to it, and that is what I love about this. Very different texture from something with you know, a heavy cream in it. Just very different texture from something that's got milk in it. Whipped cream is something different. It adds such a, like, an airiness, a playfulness. Oh God. And it just makes it absolutely gorgeous. This is such a, like, a tuberose, like, favorite for me. Like, this is probably one of my favorites. It's absolutely beautiful. If you've not experienced it, not smelled it, I think one of the least challenging fragrances from the Amouage line altogether. But again, definitely if you like tuberose, this could be a safe blind, but I'm telling you, again, that is Love Tuberose by Amouage. All right, so last caramel on the list is going to be from the beautiful Cosmorati line of Xerjoff, and that is Lira, one of my favorite gourmands. Now, Lira is blood orange, and it is a very prominent caramel. So when you get the this baby right here, I'm sorry, when you get this really rich caramel juxtaposed to the citrus, it literally comes across as a, like, a cheesecake. You know how when you making your cheesecake and the last thing that you need to add is that lemon juice to really take it there, to make it, you know, like, do its thing. That's what you get. That's why this comes across as literally like a lemon or a blood orange cheesecake. It's absolutely delicious. Now, some people complain about the performance on this. I can definitely get 6 hours out of Lira. I overspray. I start with the fresh cream in the shower, and it's beautiful. Overspray, you will, you know, overspray your clothes, you will get performance out of this, and it's just absolutely delicious. This is my daughter's scent of the day. I'm like, girl, what you got? Oh, you smell so good. And this is what she was wearing. This is such a gourmand. Like, I couldn't do Italic. I couldn't do it. But this one, all day. And that is Lira by Xerjoff. All right, you guys. So our last category is going to be the sandalwoods. And I have two that are pretty much sandalwood bomb. So if you're a lover of sandalwood, these are going to knock your socks off, honey. Okay, so the first one is going to be BLEU Turquoise. Now, this is a special one in the video because this one is not sweet at all. When I say it's not sweet, don't see vanilla in these notes and think you're about to get something sweet. This is probably the least sweetest thing in my entire perfume collection. But when I tell you, this thing is creamy and it is beautiful. This is salt, this is vanilla, and this is sandalwood. That's what you're getting in here. The sandalwood is so smooth that it's literally creamy. There's also incense in here. So again, another component that adds such smooth and creaminess to a fragrance. The fact that both of those are in here, it's addictive. It is. When I first sampled this, I got a sample and I sprayed it, and I just could not stop smelling my arm the whole day. It was like I had a problem. Like, it was, I mean, is there cocaine? Like, what is going on? Because I couldn't stop smelling myself. It is extremely salty. So do not blind buy this. Do not blind buy. Try before you buy. But it is a very, like, a dry vanilla. Like I said, very salty. And you've got your sandalwood. So blue turquoise, very elegant, very elevated beach scent. If you are, you know, you're spending the summer in the Hamptons, this right here, this is what you need to be wearing when you are out walking on the beach or you're at a gathering at the Hamptons, honey. Blue turquoise. Again, and this is by the Armani Privé line. Love this one. Just a beautiful sandalwood scent. Okay, you guys, the last one on the list. Oh my God, is this a triple thread? It's got sandalwood, it's got whipped cream, it's got vanilla. Okay, so it's got two very creamy components, but when I tell you this thing is creamy, this is her, and this is by Zadig and Voltaire. This thing is a sandalwood bomb. If you are scared of sandalwood, if you don't like sandalwood, this is not gonna be the one for you. But if you are a sandalwood lover, oh my God, this thing is so addictive. It is a very vanilla heavy scent, but it's woody first. Like above the vanilla on the Accords is going to be the woodiness of this. It is a very heavy sandalwooded scent, and it's lifted up and it's made like frothy by the whipped cream. So you've got this whipped cream that, like I said, is going to add like this airy fluffiness to it. And then you've got the sandalwood. So it's just creamy heaven. And this thing, honey, you spray it on and you're gonna be projecting for the next 13, 14 hours. This is a beast. I don't know how anyone can say that this is not performing them. This thing lasts all day. Long work day, it's still projecting. Like I can still smell it everywhere. This will fill a room. This is bang for your buck. So trust me, if you are a sandalwood lover and you love vanilla, this has just enough sweetness to where, you know, it's feminine to me. A man can pull this off, but you know, this is her, is beautiful for her. This is everything. I love it. Again, this is her by Zadig and Voltaire. A must have. All right, you guys, so I hope that you have enjoyed this pretty lengthy video, but I just can't talk enough about a good creamy scent. So delicious, so addictive. I love it. All right, before we leave, I need you to stop, drop me a comment below and let me know your top 3 dreamy creamy scents. Also, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure the post notification bell is turned on and selected to all so that you're notified about all of my posts. And the last thing, be sure to give the video a big thumbs up as it helps this channel to grow. All right, you guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this time with me. I have with you, but I'm going to see y'all on the next one, all right?